Everything else is the same as when they got the other trophies for winning the Prince of Wales in the Campbell Conference Bowl. And we are underway with Mike Richards, the captain, out. And Duncan Keith, to whom Pierre just spoke, out as well. 600 in northern Minnesota. Rozo is 33 in red. Dustin Bufflin, only 6'4", 257. Wrist shot, blocked around in front. It bounces in! The toss came initially from Leno, and it's tipped in by Scott Hartnell, and the Flyers have struck first. Good reach by 45 in the white jersey. This is laid back in. Hossa trying to pull free from Brian Parrott and does. Marian Hossa gives it, drive, score!
The puck back to Pronger. Flyers were really never able to regain any of that power play momentum.
And here is a steal, a breakaway, and in, goal! Further, helped along by Briere. Hartnell in front, it goes to Pronger, rattled it off the pipe, and back out. Pronger again, drive, save Niemi, rebound, scramble, they score! It's Hartnell, this time for sure, a tie game. Defensive scheme set up by the Flyers there. Puck skip back for Patrick Kane, swung one that went off Hartnell, and Hartnell with a pass across, and here's Briere, drive, and that one knocked down in front, and ricocheted off Niemi, another one, and they score! It's Briere getting his 10th goal of the playoffs and breaking the tie with 26.1 to go.
A lot of that physical adversity. Two odd man situations here, not even a minute old for the Flyers. Here's an odd man situation.
Patrick Sharp in a 2-on-1, he scores!
That was Mike Richards that blasted him to the ice end, Edgo.
Now run into by Sopel. Ashen with the follow-up and a shot off the pipe and in! And it's Blair Betts. First goal of these playoffs for Blair Betts has broken the tie. It's 4-3.
That you do that for your next shift is you tell your line mates, look, we get to the red line, we're going to chip the puck in, we're going to go get it. Get the legs going, get the crowd back into it.
A back pass by Kopetsky, they score! Chris Versteeg has tied it at 4. Up the wing in a 2-on-2. Hossa drifting around behind. Run into by Giroux. Puck to the back to Jalmerson. Around behind to Hossa. Centering pass in front. Score! Good defensive play that now becomes offense for Danny Briere. Briere lobbed it across. Here's Hartnell feeding it back. It's turned across to Briere. Then Asham. He scores! Asham has tied the game at 5.
What a play by Daniel Briere. What composure by 48 in white.
It's turned over to them. Kopetsky able to get some space. Laid it back and handcuffed from that and upended a bit and trying to play it was Seabrook, but the play is kept alive, and here's Kopetsky. He scores! Deflected wide, jabbed at by Brouwer, and seeing it come across was late and he couldn't grab it, but it's sent on back to Seabrook. Slides it across. Keith gave it on to Sharp and a shot. Knocked down, scramble in front. They score! Hossa! The other wing and Taves at center. Back checked away by Bufflin. Lobbed on through for Eager, and Eager shot. He scores! Held and given over by Timonen. Gagne a shot. Oh, it went off of Niemi Away from Keith by Carter, taken by Richards again. He's got Niemi. Gets on to Gagne and a shot. Score! Tipped in front. Gagne may have gotten the goal himself, but there was traffic in front too. And the Flyers have cut the lead in half.
Strong side and trying to pass the puck back. Good angle by Madden.
Fed on a cross. Save Niemi. Oh, what a save on Briere. Fed on a cross again. Oh, and another save. Niemi side of the net. Score! Briere! Taken by Patrick Sharp and laid around behind. Trying to fight free was Hossa. No, free but taken on now by Patrick Kane. Here's Kane taking a look across. One-time shot. They score! A drive by Keith, and the game is tied.
Because of a face-off win, and there's another one by Giroux.
Timonen gave it across, and it's returned to him. Rubbed one in deep, taken to the outside by Giroux, handed back to Pronger. His shot, triple off the post! They have sounded the goal horn, but there's no reason to. It did not go in. Now the light is turned on behind. Meanwhile, a shot hopped around to the outside.
I want everybody to watch the puck. It changes direction. Now the puck sliding across, gets across. You stop it right here. Now look at, right there's the line. It's clearly on this side of the goal line. And we're going to hear the call from referee Bill McCreary.
Upon further review, we have a good goal.
The average has been 8 or 9 in the first 3 rounds the last 2 years. Normally, it went up during the final, not down. Sopel scores! Off the face-off, Brant Sopel has blasted one that has tied the game. Off the stick of Waino, and then another try in front, and that went off of the stick of Campbell. Another try, rattled around and is tucked back ahead. Might be a breakaway. It is for Kane. Moves in. He scores! Patrick Kane, and the Blackhawks lead 3-2.
But a great chance for the Flyers stop. And then Kane gets in behind Timonen and gives the Hawks a one-goal lead.
This is Giroux flipping one in front. Oh, the rebound, score!
Flyers a while to kind of get their skates under them here in overtime in the last probably minute and a half, 2 minutes. It's been Philadelphia.
Back ahead, Danny Briere. Briere sets up Carl. Side of the net, deflected, score! Giroux! Flyers win!
And after a couple of real good shifts, Chicago goes back on a penalty kill.
Blackhawks block 2 of the shots. Here's a wrap and score! Mike Richards. Dealt back along for the control of Giroux. Giroux swept it across, turning and taking is Ben Riemsdyk, centering one that is controlled and swung by Giroux. Loose puck in front, they score! Up against Kopetsky this time. And the Flyers are able to prevail and deal it along off of Hartnell. It's skipped on a cross drive by Sharp. He scores! 2-1 now. A blast from 55 feet. And Pronger is able to steer that one back up for Hartnell. Scott Hartnell to the outside. Watched there every inch of the way by Brent Sopel. And a pass comes on back. And Timonen inside the net. Score! Giroux! Versteeg Versteega shot blocked down. Flyers turn to go right back. Laid across for Billy Leno. Leno holds now, drifts to the slot, and a shot deflected, score!
A good 10 to 12 seconds.
Fed to the back. Here's Keith with it. Duncan Keith just delays now. 50 to go on the 5-on-3. Hands it on to Kane. Kane gives on to Keith. Drives at the net. Score! Dave Bolland. The first part of the 5-on-3 strikes for Chicago. It's 4-2.
Take some chances to jump in, down by 2. 4 minutes left.
Handed across now to Campbell. Campbell brought it right back ahead and sent one in front. Jammed at. It scores! They score and cut the lead to 1. David Bolland on the faceoff with Richards. Brought ahead. Sharpest shot. Deflected wide. Rattled on around to Keith. Oh, he couldn't settle it down. Meanwhile, ahead with this is Carter. Score! May not have points, but he's done what he can physically to make up for that. It's on back now for a little trouble that came to Troy Brouwer, but back to him. Given to Versteeg, fed over to Seabrook, and a shot. They score! Nicely finessed away from a hit that was coming from Hartnell. Through that one that went off of Versteeg, and a penalty coming up. Delayed call is on against the Flyers. Controlled now by Sopel. Threw it. Deflected off the stick of Leighton. They score on the post! It's Bolland! They have given up goals after they have scored within a minute or two to the Flyers. And they have been killers oftentimes, especially in Philadelphia. Here's Versteeg with a shot. He scores! What you're arguing for is next time, too. And there are a lot of next times on line changes, particularly in this series. Thrown back in deep, and a shot. Niemi, oh, and then they score! A reef shot on a man in front. In the meantime, the Flyers have come in and stoked one home at 32 seconds. It is Scott Hartnell, and it is 3-1.
Quality chances, and then they start shooting at his head.
This is Sharp, filtering it through, carried on by Ladd, and a shot knocked down Ladd, side of the net. Score! Kane! He had Timonen at the point, able to slither it through. This is Briere trying to crane his neck and watch as Niemi. Briere forced off, threw one in front, rattled around, spike going back. Timonen a shot. He scores! 4-2. What chaos! Most power plays the Blackhawks have had in the series. This is their 4th one tonight, 1 for the prior 3. Sharp up with this, played it along to Kane, ripped it back. It's Keith setting up, side of that play. Score! Buffalo! Kane lifted one that careened right back. Wormed along by Van Riemsdyk. Came on back to Timonen, touched it across to Krejcek. Here's Krejcek, a shot, save, rebound, score! Van Riemsdyk has gotten his team to within 2.
Edzo, is that bad rebound control by Antti Niemi, or was he screened?
Battles for and jabbed at the half boards and eventually flown high. Sharp still trying to get it out, and Kane able to emerge. Picks up Sharp, and he's got a man up the wing. It is fed back to Sharp for a shot. He scores! John Mack wouldn't go because of the Flyer defender. Hossa gave it back, and Keith's stick betrayed him. He'll have to drop back, and he's powerless in this 2-on-2. Here's Leno coming one across. Gave it side of the net, and Gagne had scored. It is back to a 2-goal deficit. Drops it for the fly. Hands it on across. It's touched back to Timonen and worked back in. They can't center a pass in front. It's blocked by the Blackhawk defenders and tapped back out to center. The net empty, and Bufflin has scored. On the board. 5 players now, 6 have converged. Up it comes for Duncan Keith. Michigan State product gave it over to Kane. Dealt one in deep. The pass across. They score! Bufflin! Power play goal. It's 1-0 Chicago. Then Pronger. A drive. Save made by Niemi. Rebound is taken on by Briere. Annie Briere, leading scorer for this Philadelphia team, gave it on back to Pronger, then across to Briere. Shooting! Save! Niemi! Rebound! Score! Hartnell yet again. Another power play goal. Rifled it back in. Shift change by the Blackhawks. More guys pour over the boards. In a fire wagon change with 12:05 to go in the second. Shots are 21-8. Falling down is Keith. Across to Briere. He scored!
Tough to control that rebound, but the right pad kicks him up out in the high slot area here tonight for the Flyers.
Here's Keith beating one on a cross. It's dealt on further. Score! Patrick Sharp! A 4-on-4 goal ties the game.
What puck movement by the Blackhawks there. That's phenomenal skill and precision by the Chicago Blackhawks.
Turned by Carl. Trouble there. Good work on him by Sharp, and it's coughed up to Kane. Patrick Kane just wheels to the outside, hands it on to Hjalmarsson with a drive. They score! Hjalmarsson let a blast go that has broken the tie. Off of Taves, controlled and worked on back deeper by Leno. Leno gets by one, slips across and gains the zone. Leno up with it there. Fed one in front, it bounced in on Hossa. Out to center, it's Keith yet again. Keith tried to speed one up the middle. Carter shut that one down. Couldn't get it though. Lob back out again by Hossa, and we are going to go to overtime. Preceded by a full intermission and lots of thoughts and analysis on what we've seen through 60 minutes of play. Lays it on free to Kane. Patrick Kane moves to the outside, spins. He's got Campbell in front, and he tried to jab it there, but it went wide. And around it's flicked by Ladd, and then went off of Coburn. On back to be taken by Campbell. Here's Campbell handing on to Kane again. Lots of head fakes there, trying to shake Timonen. Threw one in front. Oh my, it rattled around, and it kicked on back, and it scored! We saw no light, we saw no signal, and we're not sure if they've set a signal of a goal yet. But they are celebrating at the other end of the ice. What chaos.
Patrick Kane with the shot. Oh, that puck is in. It's stuck in the... It ends up in the far back side.
Word has gotten to the Blackhawks what you have just seen. One of the more unusual finishes, but it's a goal. The Stanley Cup to the Chicago Blackhawks. And out of all of this, Marian Hossa has made it. Third time to the final, and the first time his name will be engraved on the Stanley Cup. This will all probably happen later on in the summertime. Louise St. Jacques at a jewelry store in Montreal will work at inscribing the names letter by letter. And Hossa is not a long one.
The winner of the Conn Smythe Trophy, Jonathan Toews.
Jonathan Toews is the playoff MVP, 22 years of age. They pose for pictures, and shortly, the second presentation will go from the same man to the same man. That will be the Stanley Cup.
Jonathan Toews, come hoist the Stanley Cup.
The captain gets it first. And then, always interesting, is who winds up with it next.
Hossa.
And Marian Hossa, for the first time, has the cup above his head. They played and sacrificed like this for a ring that will be so gaudy they won't wear it every day. And for their name to be on a trophy that they cannot keep. But they can keep this memory.